Assalamualaikum and I wish you well for me, Hazim Mazin Farhan bin Amin, and my matrix number is BP241609551. And for the tutorial, chapter 11, question 2, I will start it by reading the question. If a local newspaper reported that the Malaysian government will be shore up the sliding ringgit by the world king to cut the record budget and the trade deficit. So let us start with the first question. Okay, according to the model in this chapter, would a reduction in the budget deficit reduce the trade deficit? Would it raise the value of ringgit? And give me some explanation. Okay, to tell the truth, it is raise the value of ringgit. Yes, a reduction in the budget deficit can reduce the trade deficit. But the budget deficit reduces the national saving, which shifts the supply loanable funds leftwards and raise the real interest rate, but at the same time decrease the net capital outflow. However, if the lower net capital outflows reduce the supply of ringgit in the foreign exchange market, causing the real exchange rate to appreciate, which reduce the net exports and increase the trade deficit. So by reducing the budget deficit, national saving increase, lowering the interest rates, increasing the NCO, increasing the supplies of Malaysian ringgit, and depreciating the ringgit, and ultimately improving the trade balance. To explain more, when the government reduces its budget deficit, it effectively increase national saving. For example, in a loanable funds market, the shift supply may curb the loanable funds to the right, lowering the real interest rate. A lower interest rate may lead to a higher net capital outflow, the NCO, meaning that the more domestic currency, the Malaysian ringgit, is being converted into the foreign currency. Foreign investment abroad from any other countries. In foreign exchange markets, the increased debt supplies of ringgits may leading a depreciation to the real exchange rate. Furthermore, a depreciated ringgits make Malaysian goods cheaper for foreigners and foreign goods more expensive for Malaysian. For example, if the Malaysian ringgits depreciate, a foreigner that maybe come here for traveling may experience a lot of cheapest price compared to their country, but as a Malaysians, we can see that more imported items from the other countries seem to be a little bit more expensive, which boosts exports and reduce the import. As a result, the next export increase and the trade deficit improve. Therefore, in the standard scenario, reducing the budget deficit leads to a weaker ringgit and reduce the trade deficit. For the next question, suppose that the reduction in the budget deficit made international investors more confident in the Malaysian economies, and how would this increase in confidence affect the value of ringgit? How would it affect the trade deficit? Okay, I categorize it into 3 points. The first point is it is actually increasing the confidence and would attract more foreign investments from the other countries because of the increase in demand for the ringgit. The second point is discuss the real exchange rate to be appreciated and making Malaysian exports more expensive and import a lot more cheaper. As a result, the net exports may fall and potentially worsening the trade deficit despite the fiscal improvement. To explain more, in question 2b, in contrast, if reducing the budget deficit lead to increased confidence among the international investor, the impact is quite different. Higher investors' confidence encourage foreign capital to flow into Malaysia, increasing the demand of Malaysian assets. As a result, the demand of ringgit may be rise in the foreign exchange market. The increasing demand caused the ringgit to appreciate, and a stronger ringgit make Malaysian exports more expensive compared to the imports that's going to be a lot more cheaper because of the reducing of the net export. Despite the fiscal improvements, the appreciations harm the trade balance, potentially increasing the trade deficit. In this case, even though the budget deficit declining or reduced, the ringgit strengthens. The net exports fall due to the capital inflow driven by the confidence of the other nations that maybe think to invest in Malaysia. Okay, for the summaries of the difference, we're looking at the four aspects. The first is interest rate, net capital outflow, ringgit value, and trade balance. You can see in the question 2a, when the budget deficit reduction, the interest rate going to be decreased, the net capital outflow will be increased, the ringgit value will be depreciated, and the trade balance improve. Whether the export will be increased and import will be decreased. However, in the question 2b, budget deficit reduction plus the investor confidence, the interest rate may stay the same or rise due to the capital inflow. However, the net capital outflow will be decreased due to the capital inflow. Ringgit value will be more appreciated, but the trade balance worsens because the exports will be decreased and we're going to be focusing more on the import. That's all from me. Thank you.